Revenue Forward, a podcast on scaling deep tech and startup growth, helping founders turn innovations into companies with positive global impact. So when you talk about aligning your teams, let's talk about sort of in parallel with how do you do that as an athlete,
Right.
to sort of make sure you're sort of all working together, because you were a tennis player, but
Right.
if you think about if you're working as a team, as an athlete,
Right.
or what how do you get the team on board?
Leading by example is the most important thing, right? And and that goes with tennis. Like we played Davis Cup in, I forgot what year it was. In Cairo. There's something. Davis Cup is, for example, for the people who don't know, it's like the World Cup of tennis, right?
Yeah.
And you first have to go through qualifying stages, which are regional, national, and then international. So we got promoted to the final, where we had to qualify for the Euro Africa Zone group, right? And when Egypt, they played the final in Cairo, it was like 45 degrees. I remember it was brutal, right? And I wasn't, and all the team. I was maybe that year. Maybe I wasn't the best player of the team, but I was the unspoken leader of the team. So when anyone on the team was acting a certain way, I was able to show, guys, let's wake up, let's go to train, let's be prepared, let's do this. No excuses. Like the word I always say. Like I was always like leading, right? And automatically we're able to win. We're able to get promoted for the first time, I think, since the Black brothers, the ones who know tennis well. Byron and Wayne Black were very popular tennis players from Zimbabwe. Since they had, we were able to be promoted to the world group, right? If you look at the team we had, we were not supposed to be even be there. If you look, but just by the discipline, but the preparedness with, but I think I contributed to the spirit of that team by leading by example. And I was able to get the team and a lot of the players we had were very talented, to get a lot of stuff out of them, which even they themselves did not know they had, right? Just because they saw me going to the gym every day, stretching every day, being on early, pushing, like
The discipline.
the discipline of not having those conversations. So come to corporate and my team, for example, I like to lead by example. Like there's no task I think I can't do. There's no task I think I cannot learn to do technically. There's no time I think I cannot work. There's nothing which is beyond or above me in a professional aspect. So I think if you're working with a team and as a leader, you're able to lead by example, organically the team will need to follow you, right? And I think if you look at the greatest founders of all the companies which we have right now, they lead by example, right? Even I always go to Steve Jobs. There's that not so popular right now, Elon Musk, right?
Okay.
He one, you can like him or not like him, but he leads by example. He sleeps in the factories. Like he's the richest man in the world. He was sleeping on the factory.
Yeah. So he was understanding what everybody was doing.
It's not about what he's flying rockets. He is building autonomous vehicles. He is a minister in the U.S. federal government. How does he have all the time to do all these jobs? Be the richest man in the world, but the guy is just executing on all levels, right? He's getting things done because he has ownership. So that for me is an example of, if you're a leader, you have to lead by example. And if your team really want to be, if people want to be part of your journey, you will find people who want to be part of this journey you are. And I think this is the most important things when companies are starting. And that's, I think, revenue brings to companies, because we are not just an agency. We enter your company as your team, right?
Yeah.
And we bring this spirit, this energy, this entrepreneur, this athlete mindset,
Yeah.
as you are building your company, right? And we have even case studies of companies which we worked with, we stopped working, we work with them again, and the impact is felt, right? It's when we come, and it's and founders. What I know, sorry to talk of you, Catherine, but founders are really, it's very difficult. Founders are really going through a very stressful.
So how do you get inside the company? What is your business model?
Okay, our business model is like we are your fractional CMO, so we will handle everything.
Okay.
As soon as it, depending on what your needs are, at the best stage is like, if you're starting if you're a founder, normally founding teams are 2 or 3 technical founders. We are your business development and marketing team, so fractional CMO services per se. We set up the strategy, your go-to-market strategy, your marketing strategy, and then we implement it. So we actually work as a marketing department for you, uh, in-house, but external.
Okay,
And
so
we
but you get inside. What is it that you're providing which is different to any other sort of marketing agency?
I think we ownership, right? We're part of the team. It's like we have, even though we don't have equity, we actually the thesis of our team is that we believe that we are part of your team, right? And we have ownership to the results, we have ownership to the growth. So like I think every founder, and we are like the founders, we're the co-founder, right? The CMO of your company, we're the fractional CMO in your growth stage, and we're the partner every founder needs, because I know, like we all know that founders need support. They need people who are strong next to them. They need people who are ready to build and help them as they focus on the things which are technical, which are very complicated, but they need also a commercial person who can help them put the same level of effort, of know-how in a commercial aspect. And I think that's where we come in. It's just that our, the intensity we work with, the know-how, especially in a deep tech business development, deep tech marketing field, and the time we take. We take this we take it like sport, right? It's for us it is sport. Some of our team members can tell you it is serious business.
Yeah. So, but are you getting inside the founder's mind as well?
Yeah, normally, yeah, especially for me, I start to develop relationships with all the founders we work with, and I try to lead by example. Like if he's down, I try to show him when him or his team. We're not counting hours, we're counting milestones and achievements. Right? We're not here to. This is my mentality, and that will always be the mentality of revenue till the company, because there's no other way to build a company.
Yeah. So it's mindset, strategy, and performance.
Performance, perseverance, and yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about your typical clients. Who are they?
Okay, typical clients now, I would say, is two: a company which is starting, a company which with amazing innovation, and they're now becoming a company, right? They have the patents, they have the white papers, everything has been done, and they're now, trying to land and trying to turn their innovation into a company which can have impact on our society. So normally these are the companies which now we are focused on working with, and our passion, because they're the ones who need this kickstart more than ever, as well as companies which have a product which is, as well as, it could
So
be early stage, exactly, which is on the market, and they're now looking to scale that product, or to get more people to get more users to use that product, and it's backed. There's some science backing it, or there's some technological backing to it, which there's a positive, the technology, or what they have has to have something positive on the environment and the world we're living in and the people we're living in. So I think this is more or less the companies who are focused. We're now reaching a stage where we're not going to work with any type of company besides this type of company.
Amazing. So what would you say are the key patterns or factors that determine successful transitions with revenue support?
I think the key factors lie in, I don't know, maybe I don't want it to be self-righteous or anything, but the key in creating a strategy which is clear, relevant, taking time to create a strategy, right? A really good go-to-market marketing strategy. But then more than the strategy is in executing it, because everyone can create a strategy, but execution is something special. And I think what we have at Revenue, and we have this athlete's mindset, right? We're here to work, and we specialize in execution. And that's one thing I don't like to talk a lot, and I think I'm more like an executioner type of, and I think that's something we have, which is very special. And for a small team, we are able to punch way above our weight, because we're able to execute on our strategy.
Yeah, so doing a marathon of work in one day, basically.
Yeah, 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 exactly. This is mainly it. Yeah.
So
but good work, right? And we believe, like an athlete. Sorry, say Kathleen. Like we also believe, right? It's all components. Like to be a professional tennis player or any sport, but I can talk for tennis that I was playing. You need to be perfect almost in everything to have a chance. So we believe if it's in go-to-market strategy, everything needs to be good. It's not just pretty pictures or pretty webs. No, It's about the strategy. It's about the PR strategy. It's about the communication strategy. It's about the events you go to. It's about the blogs, the white papers you write. It's about the videos you create. It's about the tutorials you build. It's about all touch points
Yeah.
around your business should be perfect, right? And then comes all the other so we really are a little bit obsessive about details, obsessive to the T about and for you to grow a company in today or to have impact on a company, you need to be obsessive about the details, and that's what I think we bring to this. And then you're able to gain, like, it's 1%, right? It's small little points from each touch point. Then you're able to really have growth and sustainable growth.
Great. So connecting the dots.
Exactly.
The T's and the dots.
Exactly.
So what's next for revenue? Any exciting developments?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of big things, right? We're a lot of big things happening, a lot of exciting news. Of course, one of them is this podcast, which we have started with you. But there's a lot of exciting things. It's bubbling right now. I would say, at a really, really at a scale stage. We have a lot of a lot of stuff I cannot talk about yet, but we have a lot of massive projects which we're about to start to work on. A lot of interesting companies which we are starting to work with. Impact a lot of very, very good stuff which is happening. So yeah, but mainly we go to work, right? We don't. I had a trainer of mine. May he rest in peace, Pato Alvarez, one legendary trainer, tennis trainer. He coached the likes of Andy Murray, Grigor Dimitrov, and I was lucky enough to spend a lot of years with him. And he told me something which is very interesting. He told me, the thing about sports people is like the one secret is that as a sports person, you should never believe the hype, because you come out in the newspaper today and you think you're special, but tomorrow, guess what? Someone else is gonna come and people forget about you. So he was always telling us, it was a lesson. It was like, listen, don't believe the hype, right? Like, you should always be ready to go to work. Even if yesterday you did something well, you won a trophy, the next day you have to start from scratch, like nothing happened. So for me, I am always in this building mentality. I'm always in this growth mentality. And for me, it's day one, right? So there's a lot of very important things happening, some projects which are very massive, which, sooner or later we will talk about with you. But, we're at day one, right? We're the founders mentality. We have our feet on the ground. We are hungry. We're ready to build. We're ready to help founders turn their companies, from innovation to companies with a positive global impact, as you stated. And yeah, this is what's next for us. We're really hungry, and we really want to help founders go to market, grow in a sustainable way, and just really help them bridge the gap, right? Between having a good idea, a good concept, to a company which is successful, globally known, with a product which is on the shelf, which people can use. That's for me what's next, and I wake up every day with that vision.
Right, and no pain, no gain.
But I think we need to go back as a workforce, as a people. Like, we need to go back to understanding the importance of good hard old work, right?
Exactly.
Good hard old work, good discipline. It's not that complicated. We just need to buckle down, and I think this is what we are bringing at Revenue. We're bringing the good old discipline, humility, and hard work and earnestness back to the game. Yeah.
Those are your values?
Some of them, yeah. I try to, I try to live by those values. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Tina, it's been a pleasure talking to you today. And,
amazing.
Looking forward to hearing more from Revenue and having other guests or other clients on the podcast.
Excellent. It's great. Thank you so much for even giving me the chance and opportunity to do this. It's a great privilege and honor to be with you as well, Catherine. It's really cool. And yeah, I've got a lot to learn from you. And hopefully we're going to do many more of these, and we're going to have many more interesting founders to really discuss and, pick their brains, and as well as connect, this athletic mentality to business success. Because, as you know, I think it's critical. And as we are seeing, we really have a case study, a real body of work to show that it works, it helps. And companies can leverage.
And also working with companies who are making an impact, positive impact.
Exactly. So
Thank you.
Super, excellent. Thank you so much. Cheers.